Hey guys, it's the Spirit Room 152. Okay, so 3 years ago, I made a video called Autism and Sex. This is part 2. Okay, so in the 3 years since I made that video, I actually had sex. I'm not really gonna go into detail, except this is how it went. There was consent on both sides. There were condoms were used. I have an IUD, so there's that. It was really, really awkward, but in a way it was oddly beautiful, and there was kind of like a feeling of relief once it was over, because see, I have, like, the reason why I'm talking about this, I have autism. There's a misconception that people with autism can't have sex. And, I mean, like me as a person with autism, now, sex, it's pretty normal for me. Like, I just go with the flow of it, but contraceptives are used every time. Like, I have the Mirena IUD, and there are condoms used. For Mirena users, you're probably thinking, Christina, why are you using a condom if you have an IUD? One word: paranoia. Alright? And, Mirena has a 99% efficacy rate, but there's usually that tiny nagging feeling of paranoia. Hence the condom use. And, like I said, I've had sex since then and it's gotten better, but not gripping the sheets with a life or death grip, biting into pillows and trying to suppress my urge to scream my head off. Not like just that kind of thing. And there's a misconception that people with autism can't have sex. I mean, they can have sex. But it really depends on their level of function. Really depends on like I said, it really depends on their level of function, their understanding of sex, the consequences, the mechanics of it, birth control options. And it's just that kind of thing. And when I was a teenager, my parents wanted me to have that awareness of, sex and contraception and STDs and all that fun stuff. Here's the thing. So I have Mirena. When I made that video, then I made the video 3 years ago, I actually had Mirena, but I didn't get it, to have, as birth control. I got it because I was having another lady issue, and I was talking to my doctor about it, and she's like, yeah, Mirena's your best course of action here. So I originally got it to fix a lady issue, and I didn't use it for its actual purpose until about less than a year after that video was made. But like I say, condoms were used. It's paranoia. That's why I use them, or I make whoever it is I'm having sex with use them. But usually it's never an issue. Correction, it's never an issue. And so, like I said, so I addressed the misconception, but, it's just, there's like this level of infantilization that goes into it. People with autism, sometimes they're being infantilized, like, oh, they'll never understand what sex is. They'll never understand this, understand that. Well, it really depending on the person's level of functioning, that's true. And what finally made me want to do this video. So there's a TV show from Australia called The Code. It's on Netflix here in the US. And I actually found out about it because I was on a designated survivor binge watch, and in the first half of season 1, there was this guy on there. His name was Ashley Zuckerman. He played Vice President Peter McLeish, and I don't know where I was going there. I have no idea where I'm going with this. Okay, now I remember. And then so I was watching it, and then I was like, oh, wait. I don't know. Oh, God, where am I going with this? So I was watching it. I went on Twitter. The dude has a Twitter. I went through it, just to sate my curiosity a bit. And I found out and I saw a tweet where he was talking about how the code was available on Netflix. And so on the code, Ashley plays a guy named Jesse Banks who has autism. Although the manifestation of autism that his character presents, he is heavily dependent on his brother, who's played by a guy named Dan Spielman. And I think in the last episode of season 1, okay, this kind of made me laugh. Dan's character, Ned, compared, having to take care of his brother to being, I'm sorry, to being, I think it was demented Siamese twins who were chained together. I don't know why I think that's funny, because honestly, it's not funny. In all honesty, it's not funny. But it sounds funny. And Jesse, he doesn't have a driver's license, can't really, he kind of leans on his brother. And, in the 3rd episode, there was this scene that I was really excited to see this scene. I'm going to explain to you what it is, and I was not excited about it for reasons you might think. Okay, so throughout the series, Jesse is involved with a girl named Hani, who is what people with autism would refer to as neurotypical, and there is a sex scene that takes place. And I remember when I saw that, I was really, really excited to see it. I was like, yes, finally, this is being addressed. And no, I was not excited because, not to a point where I was, aroused by it. No. It was more like, in that scene, Jesse was having sex with Hani. There was an autistic man having sex with a neurotypical woman, and I thought whoever came up with this scene is an absolute genius. Because usually movies and TV shows where somebody has autism, it's usually mind-numbing. There's just this infantilization aspect, and just there's so much that I can't get into. And what made me want to watch The Code was, I was going through Ashley's Twitter, going through retweets he'd made, and then, there were people complimenting him on his performance, as an autistic man. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna sate my curiosity, see if it's good. I literally watched all 6 episodes in one sitting. To me, it was that good. And I think Ashley's performance was spot on. And while I was watching that sex scene, yeah, Ashley kind of became my hero after that. Because, he's, in that scene, he's pretty much breaking down a misconception and a stereotype. But it kind of, and so I remember, being super, super excited about it. But about a few hours later, I was like, wait, is Jesse really capable of giving consent? That's kind of what I thought. That's something that occurred to me. And honestly, I don't think he is. I mean, he doesn't really seem to understand. Oh God, I hate this so much because right now I'm starting to sound like, you know, I sound like somebody who just sits there and is like, oh, they don't understand what sex is. Honestly, I hate this so much. Like, honestly, I don't think he could really consent to it. I mean, honestly, I don't think he was, but I guess he did it anyway. But I was just really, 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 really excited to see that happen on a TV show. Cause, honestly, I thought it was an amazing thing to see Ashley play this, take part in something that was essentially breaking down a stereotype and a misconception. Like, he was fucking that stereotype. Literally. And I was just super, super excited about it. And I remember I tweeted, I actually tweeted about how I was watching that episode and I was watching that scene play out. And I remember saying in that tweet how Ashley was is now my hero because he was portraying the fact, he became my hero because for the simple fact that he was portraying, the fact that, people with autism are capable of being sexual beings. But like I said, not everybody with autism has that capability. But I was super, 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 super excited to see that. It's like, seriously, honestly, whoever wrote that scene is an absolute genius. Like, that had to be, like, the greatest, like, I'm sorry, but, like, that had to be the greatest scene I'd ever, like, to ever take place where there was a character who had autism, there's one that didn't, and they were fucking a stereotype and a misconception. Literally. Like, literally. I'm sorry, did I say that enough already? But yeah, it's just, so this is the end of part 2. Yeah, some of it may not have made sense. I don't know. Like, my brain is the equivalent of scrambled eggs right now, but I really wanted to make this video. So, also, the original video, it got over 1,000 views. It'll be really funny and really amusing if part 2 got more views than part 1. I mean, but yeah, I think it'd be really funny. So I'm actually gonna include a screen cap of that tweet. And don't know if I mentioned this, but so yeah, I made 2 tweets about the code. Ashley liked both of them, and I was trying so hard to stifle my screams. And so yeah, I haven't seen season 2 yet because it's not available on Netflix or Hulu, but it is in the iTunes store, along with season 1 of Succession. It's another show he's on. So, payday! I'm going to be buying both seasons of The Code and all of season 1 of Succession. While giving no fucks about which episodes he's in, because it just seems like an interesting show to watch. Alright, so I think that's it. Alright, bye guys.